How do you measure, one measures their own spiritual progress at an individual level?
Oh, you want a meter? Oh, we'll give you a meter. Don't worry about your spiritual progress. There's no such thing as spiritual progress. Are you becoming more available to it? That's all the question is. Let's not talk about something which is not in your experience, because if I talk about something which is not yet in your experience, there are only two options, either to believe me or disbelieve me, isn't it? Believing doesn't get you any closer, disbelieving doesn't get you any closer. So let's talk about something that is in our experience. What condition, what state of mind, emotion, body, and let's leave the energy because that's not in your experience. What condition of your body, mind and emotion makes you more available to life than the way you are right now? You tell me. If you are sad, do you become more available? If you're tense, do you become more available? If you're peaceful, do you become more available? If you're blissful, do you become more available? In which condition would you become more available to the life process? If you're in utmost pleasantness, you become more and more available to everything around you, isn't it so? Right now you're feeling very happy. This one comes and asks some stupid question, you're okay with her. That one comes and asks something else, you're okay with her also. This one comes and asks something, you're okay with that also. You're in a certain state of unpleasantness, you're irritated, frustrated, angry, depressed about something. This one comes and even tries to say something nice to you, this will go. Yes or no? Even to simple aspects of life, you are more available only when you're in a certain state of pleasantness, isn't it? So let's measure by that standard. If by the day, if you are becoming a more joyful human being, you just keep accounts of this on a daily basis, from yesterday to today, am I a little more joyful? If you're keeping accounts and if you're becoming more and more joyful by the day, and your face instead of becoming like this is slowly becoming like this, that means you're progressing. Yes, you're definitely progressing. Because spirituality is not some nonsense up there. It is about becoming available to life process in its fullest possibility, not just to the physicality, not just to the mentality, to becoming available to life process in its fullest scope. This is spirituality.
There are 4 ways to become meditative. So you can use the body to reach your ultimate nature. This is called karma yoga. If you use your intelligence to reach your ultimate nature, we call this jnana yoga. If you use your emotion to reach your ultimate nature, we call this bhakti yoga, yoga of emotion or devotion. If you use or transform your inner energies to reach your ultimate nature, we call this kriya yoga. On a certain day, these 4 yogis, all of them are taking a walk together. Usually they can never be together because they can never get along. Because people who follow the path of intelligence or intellect, they have great disdain for others. They think everybody else is a nutcase. Devotional people, they have pity for all the other people. They're missing everything. Karma yogis, these are people of action. They think everybody is weaving all kinds of philosophies to hide their laziness. Kriya yogis have absolute disdain for everybody, because after all, the whole existence is energy. If you do not transform your energies, what? So these 4 people cannot get along, but today all of them are taking a walk together. Suddenly a thunderstorm broke loose, big rain and wind. They started running looking for shelter. The man of devotion said, in this direction there's an ancient temple, let's go there. He knows the geography of temples, so they all ran there. Then they saw a temple where the walls had collapsed long ago, 4 columns and a roof. Underneath that, in the center, there was a deity, an image of God. They all ran there to the temple. Then the storm became more and more severe, it started lashing from every direction. To avoid this, they hugged the deity, all 4 of them hugged the deity, not because they have fallen in love with God, just to escape the rain. And suddenly God appeared. In all their 4 minds, the same question, oh, why now? We did so much yoga, so much devotion, so much worship, you didn't come. Now we're just escaping the rain, why have you come? God said, I've been waiting. At last you 4 idiots got together. So these 4 have to get together, then you become meditative. Right now, your mind is going in one direction, your body is going in another direction, your emotions are going somewhere else, your energies are different matter altogether. If we can somehow align them for one moment, we will see there will be a different dimension happening within you.
If you could first tell our viewers, what is the idea behind it? Initiative, insight, which is more specific towards entrepreneurs.
When we say insight, what it essentially means is, one is able to see what most people fail to see. So here, in the next few days, our endeavor is to provide the needed insight for the economic leaders of today. In this effort and endeavor, I will place you in the best possible hands.
If commerce is not about using people's lives to service the commerce, it is here to service people's lives. If that purpose is kept alive always in our consciousness, all our actions will naturally be guided by that.
Apple and Google, that are profoundly different models or approaches to innovation. Which do you subscribe to?
If you subscribe to something, you're not an innovator.
Yes, thank you.
If you want to run a business, whatever kind, essentially running an organization means, in some way, you're managing maybe 1,000 minds or 10,000 minds. If you cannot even manage yours, how are you going to manage everybody else's? See, there is something beyond passion, there is something beyond motivation, there is something beyond profit, which is very significant for a human being, which generally most human beings never explore. Being a leader places you in a position of a certain responsibility and privilege. If it is not dispensed with integrity, inspiration and insight, then that leadership is bound to flounder.
There is no better inspiration or no better necessary confidence for businesses than meeting a successful business person who's done it all and still come on the top in some way. So the idea is to be in contact with this success and to understand how success happens. This is the main purpose of Isha Insight. It's my wish and my blessing. These 4 days should be life-transforming for you, not just for your business. Thank you very much. So when Adiyogi transmitted the fundamental mechanics of how human system is made, when we say human system, we are not just looking at your kidneys, liver, this, that. The fundamental human system, how it is created from within and how it manifests itself, how it functions and what we can do about it. One thing is to live a healthy and complete life, another is to take it as an instrument to explore mystical dimensions of life, as an instrument to become a receptacle of knowing. So this he taught in 7 different ways. He categorized it into 7. It's from that all this misunderstanding of 7 chakras and all this stuff. He categorized it as 7 basic segments in which you could teach. So 7 schools of yoga started. But as days went by, or years went by, or centuries and millennia went by, people started specializing. They say at that time, over 1800 schools, distinct types of yoga were established in India. So, somewhere around 3200 years ago, Patanjali Maharishi came. When he came, he tried to assimilate all this into Yoga Sutras. So he assimilated these 1800 different types of yogas into little over 200 Yoga Sutras and made it into Ashtanga Yoga, that is 8 limbs of yoga. Everything falls into these 8 limbs. So from then on, he was considered as the father of modern yoga. In India, modern means 3200 years ago, okay? So, he is known as the father of modern yoga. The word modern was used at that time. They said, Patanjali is the father of Navina yoga, that means modern yoga. But we continue to use the same word even today after 3200 years ago because he did not reinvent, he only assimilated. Because it had become too specialized and broken into too many parts, he kind of put it back into one place.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. Shiva is known to have grieved when he lost Sati. How can a divine being like Shiva get stuck in moh and become sad?
What did you want him to do? In an unfortunate incident, his wife is burnt alive. Someone that you hold dear, when you see they're charred to death and you know fire doesn't kill you sweetly. So, when your dear wife is burnt alive, what do you want him to do? And if he did not grieve, I would not consider him divine at all. That's the way of the inanimate. Even trees bleed when some grief happens to them in their own way. Animals grieve. You think Shiva is less than that? No, his grief is very intense. But he's not entangled in it. Yes, a short period of grief, intense grief, happened to him and we value him for that because he's not inhuman, he's a superhuman if you ask me. So everything is heightened in him.
There are 12 to 13 Shivaratris in a year. That is, a day before new moon, the darkest day of the month. This Shivaratri, which falls in the month of Magha, is known as the Mahashivaratri because on this day, there is a phenomenal upsurge of energy. The yogic tradition set this up, that nobody should lie down on this night. Your spine should be vertical so that you can make use of the natural upsurge of energy so that an upward moment happens.
Sadhguru has opened up new possibilities to receive the grace of the Adi-Guru. Devotees who are at the Isha Yoga Center will receive a Rudraksh bead as prasadam. Rudraksh beads have adorned Adi-Yogi for a year. The Adi-Yogi Pradakshina has been created by Sadhguru for one to become receptive to the grace of Adi-Yogi. On Mahashivratri, the Linga Bhairavi Utsav Murti will journey from Linga Bhairavi's abode to the Adi-Yogi in a grand procession.
A night without parallel, the most incredible night when the rest of the world sleeps. Here you are, full night on,